Hey girlies, and welcome back to the pod. Today we are chatting all about my high school teen must-haves, also known as fall essentials, everything you need to start the school year off right, things that'll make your fall easier, better, and more enjoyable. But first, let's chat all about my week. So, like I talked about in last week's episode, in the last episode I said I was excited for goat yoga. And now goat yoga has happened, okay? And it was literally so freaking fun, okay? Because there were like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 little baby goats just running around. We did it like in this big field out in the country. And it was so fun and so cute. And we got to feed them and they would crawl on you and you could pet them. They were like little dogs. And that was so cute and fun. And then I also babysat for the first time in a few months, I guess. And that was really fun. The kids were super sweet. They were literally obsessed with me. And the funny thing was, so they like to be, or they like when you sing songs to them before bed. So I would have to sing to them before bed. But the thing was, I like don't know that many bedtime songs. I knew maybe 3, but then they would just keep looking at me like they were expecting more. So I would have to keep singing more songs. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to have to start singing songs from the radio. So I literally sang Firework by Katy Perry, and the kids loved it so much that one of the kids was like, Carmen, can you sing that Firework one again? And he made me sing it to him twice. Okay, like I was trying so hard not to laugh. I was literally peeing my pants, and these kids were like yawning. This was like the most relaxing song ever. They were falling asleep, and I was like, oh my god, what is my life right now? And then me and the oldest boy, who was 6, would trade turns singing songs, and I would sing a song and he would sing a song. But he was in this like Spanish immersion program, so like all his songs were in Spanish, which just was making me laugh really hard. um but it was a big meme, but it was so fun. I love them so much. We also celebrated one of my friend's birthdays literally a month in advance because her birthday is in September, and none of us are gonna be able to celebrate with her because obviously we're all going to college. We're all literally gonna be in different states, which is kind of funny. So we celebrated her birthday a month in advance, and that was fun. And then also last night I went to like a pool party, but not really because it was just like with 3 of my friends at one of my friends' house, and that was fun because I hadn't been to the pool in a while. And there was a rainbow because I had literally been like torrential downpouring all day, which is so weird because usually it doesn't rain this time of year, but for some reason it's been raining a lot in August, which is just super strange. Um and anyway, so it had been rained a bunch and then it got sunny and there was the most perfect rainbow literally ever. And it was so cool and so pretty. And I was in the pool while like the rainbow was happening, so I didn't take any photos on my phone, but I really wish I did. Because it was so cool. You could almost see both ends of the rainbow, and that was just so cute and fun. And then Hadley leaves for UGA in like 3 days, which is kind of crazy. And I'm not going with her to move in because my mom said I can't, which is just a whole thing. Anyways, so I'm gonna be literally home alone for like 2 days because my younger brother is going with them because he needs to visit colleges and needs to see what, schools look like because he had only visited one school, and also to help them carry stuff. Um, but I'll be the only one not going, and I don't even know if the dog is going to be staying home. So it might just be me by myself, or it's going to be me with Tilly. But still, all my friends are literally leaving this Thursday too. So I'm not going to be able to hang out with anybody. And I'm just going to be home, and I genuinely have no idea what I'm supposed to do until I leave because nobody's here and I'm going to be so bored for like 2 weeks straight. But anyway, it'll be fine. Um Make sure you leave a rating and review if you like the podcast. And also make sure you're following me on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest at the Girly Girl Podcast if you want to keep up with me more throughout the week. But now let's get into your high school and teen must-haves, your fall essentials. Okay, first up, I have a pair of comfy sneakers. And these don't have to be a specific brand. But I know right now some of the popular sneakers are Hoka's and On Clouds, which are a bit pricey, I will say. But I just want to emphasize the importance of comfy sneakers, okay? Because you're at school pretty much most of the day, right? And the thing is, you're walking around at school, you don't want to be at school with uncomfy shoes and get like blisters because then it's just going to ruin your whole day and your feet are going to hurt so bad when you have to walk in between classes, and that's just a whole thing. So get a pair of comfy, cute sneakers. I know my sister has Hoka's. She really likes them. I tried getting Hoka's and they just felt really weird on my feet and I did not like them. So I returned them. But then I got On Clouds, which I think I like them better because they have literally no arch support. So my feet do better like in flat shoes, but the Hoka's had like arch support. So if you need arch support, those are good. But I really like the On Clouds. They're super cute. Or I don't know, you don't have to get like expensive sneakers or whatever. I just know those were two popular ones right now. But I just think it's so important to have like a comfy go-to shoe that you can just put on every day, especially too if you don't have a uniform and you can wear whatever shoes you want. I think having like a fun, comfy sneaker is good. Also, another thing for shoes related to school, I think it'd be good to have like a casual, not like athletic sneaker, but like a casual everyday sneaker. So like Converse type thing. Personally, I have one from Adidas, which is like, imagine like Converse low top shoe, but instead it's like tannish leather and it has like different color designs embroidered on it. I got that from Adidas and I really like it. I also know people like the, what is it called? It's like Super Ega sneakers. I don't know. They're just like white sneakers. But having like a basic comfy shoe is so good for school and you'll definitely like wear it all the time. So even if something is pricey, I feel like you could justify it by like wearing it every day because I'm someone, I don't buy shoes all the time. Like I genuinely never buy shoes. People have to tell me like, Carmen, you need new shoes. Your shoes look crusty. They look disgusting. Because I'll just keep wearing the same shoe until it's like broken and there are cracks and holes in it and it's like moldy. Okay. So I'm not someone who's a big shoe girl. But when I do get shoes, I like getting nice shoes because I know I'm going to be wearing them all the time. But yeah. Okay. Next up on the list is to get a real wallet. Okay, guys, you're in high school now. Probably, or even if you're in middle school, but you need a real wallet, okay? For like your money, your whatever government ID you might have, driver's license, a school ID for money, cash, cards, etc. You need to have a wallet, guys. And this wallet needs to go with you everywhere. So for me during the school year, my wallet was pretty much in my backpack all year. It would go in between my backpack or a purse and it wouldn't leave those two places. But I like having like a real wallet, um, especially for school, just because at my school you could go out for lunch. And then also it's really nice too if you're going somewhere after school, then you can have money with you. And I think it's always good just to have a bit of like cash on you just in case, because you never know what's going to happen. So get a real wallet. And again, this doesn't have to be something expensive. I think every wallet I've ever gotten is literally from like Target and it's not expensive at all. I have one right now that has, I'm trying to think of how I would describe it. It's like kind of like an open face wallet so you can see the cards in it, but it also has a zipper for like cash or anything you would put in it, which I like. But I know some people that just get like the big wallets where it's just like all zipped in, with like lots of spots for a credit card or for gift cards or for just ID cash in general. But you don't need a big wallet, but I think it's important to make sure you have all your stuff together so you know where everything is, because you don't want to be carrying cash loose. You don't want to be having cards loose, and especially for your ID, you're going to want to have a wallet to make sure everything is together. So if you don't already have a real wallet, that's one thing that you're definitely going to need and that you will definitely use all the time, and it'll just be with you like all the time. And again, I want to emphasize, this does not have to be an expensive wallet. It doesn't have to be some like designer thing or whatever. Literally go to Walmart, go to Target, go to the dollar store, whatever. You can find like some cheap wallet thing and it'll be fine. And yeah, I know though, like for some reason, a lot of the guys I know are like obsessed with having fancy wallets. Specifically my brother, which is just so funny because he genuinely has no money. So I'm like, what are you putting in this? But you don't need a fancy wallet. I mean, obviously, if you can, or if you want to, you can get one. So make sure you get a real wallet before the school year starts so you can have all your cards, cash, and IDs together to make your life easier, and so you'll be more organized, especially too if you're putting this wallet in your backpack and you're just throwing a bunch of things in. It really helps to have all your stuff organized and together so you know where everything is. Okay, next up on the list, this might seem kind of random, but I swear it makes sense. It's not necessarily like a school must have, like something you need for school. This is just like in general, like life thing that I think everyone needs. And that is an easy to take care of houseplant. And you're like, Carmen, that is so random. Why would I want a houseplant? Okay. But the thing is, okay, guys, houseplants are good. One, because it teaches you how to take care of something. Two, it brightens up your room. It's good to have plants in your room. Three, it's going to help you with that seasonal depression. Feeling depressed, you're like, it's so dark outside. Everything sucks. But then you look over in your corner and you see your houseplant and you're like, wow, you are literally thriving. I want my life to be like that. I want to thrive like you. And it also brightens up your room during the cool weather. So during fall and going into winter. Personally, if you're on video, you can see behind me, I have what I think is called a snake plant. I don't exactly know what it's called, but it's some type of succulent cactus thing. But I'm still really pissy because when we went out of town, we had one of our neighbors who's like 12 years old watch our cat and also water the plants, and he watered my plant like too much, so part of it started dying. So right now it's like not looking too good. But I'm trying to bring it back to life, and I'm gonna be really sad if it actually does die, because every plant I've had has died, but this one has lasted like a year. So I'm hoping it doesn't die. And the thing is, if you get like some sort of succulent cactus type thing, that's better, because then if you like forget about it, it's still fine. Like there was one point, I don't think I watered this plant for like 2 months and it was still fine. So it's like really easy. It makes your room look cute, or you can also see behind me, I have a fake plant. This little small thing right here. It's like a fake succulent. If you don't think you can take care of a real plant and that's a bit overwhelming, get some fake plants, okay? Add some greenery to your space, add some fake flowers. That's always fun. I know my sister is literally putting like fake flowers in her dorm room just because she wants some sort of plant thing and in her room. And I'm putting like a fake plant in my room, mainly because I'm scared to bring a real plant to school, because knowing me, it would 100% die and like rot and start smelling bad. So get a plant, guys. If you're wondering where you can get a plant, I think Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, I don't know, the plant section of like any of those stores you can get. They'll probably be like inside if it's a house plant, but look for a snake plant. But if you don't know what that is, or you're like, there's so many options, I don't know what to get, then do some research if you're interested in what types of plants are good, easiest plants to take care of, so then you can get some ideas for that. But I think having a houseplant is so fun, especially too when you're a teenager and like it's fun to take care of something and see something grow. So get a plant. Okay. Next up is something you actually need for school and life in general. I know I talk about it literally all the time, and some people are like, Carmen, you've talked about this for the past 6 episodes. Why do you keep bringing this up? And that's because I want to emphasize how important it is to have a planner, okay? And by this, I mean a physical planner. You need a planner for your schoolwork. You need a planner for life, for writing to-do lists, for making sure you're keeping track of assignments, okay? If you don't have a planner, you're missing out and you're just asking to do worse in school. Literally get a planner, okay? Keep yourself organized. Make that extra effort. And even then, it's like not hard at all. All you have to do is when you're in class and your teacher says, okay, read chapter 10 by Thursday, you take out your handy dandy planner, pull it out, and you're like, read chapter 10 by Thursday. You put it away. You're done. But now you don't have to wonder, what chapter did my teacher say? I can't remember. I didn't write it down. Crazy. Get a planner, guys. Okay, I swear, it is so magical. And like I've said in many episodes, this doesn't need to be some fancy schmancy planner. You can literally get a notebook with lined paper, okay? It doesn't have to have something with all the days of the week written out. Yes, that can be nice and it's really helpful, but it's not necessary. For example, like for the past 2 years, for my planner, I've literally just been using a normal notebook, and that's been fine just because I liked having the freedom to write out all the days of the week, or to not even write out the days of the week, or to only write some days, or to write daily to-do lists, and I liked that. But this year I am getting a real planner, which I'm excited about, but it literally just has, it's pretty much just normal notebook paper, but all it has now is separating the days of the week, which is helpful. And also, speaking of planner, another thing that I think everybody needs, and I will keep pushing for the importance of, and that is to get a desk planner. Or not a desk planner, a desk calendar, okay? It doesn't have to be, again, a fancy thing. Literally get a desk calendar. It makes your life so much easier. At my desk at home, I have a desk calendar that is a literal whiteboard, okay? With like the lines for months drawn out, and it gives you a space to write in the month, to write in the days, and that has been so nice. Just being able to write in like August, September, and write out each day and what I have to do. But you don't need like a whiteboard one. I don't even know if that was expensive, but like for my dorm room, I'm getting a paper one that I can have, just because I was kind of worried about the whiteboard one, because I'm like, where am I gonna put this? But you can get a paper one easily. They have cute theme ones. Mine has flowers on it. I'm super excited. But the purpose of the monthly calendar is just to see things, right, a month at a glance. So what appointments do you have coming up? What tests or quizzes do you have coming up? Those are the things that I would put on my month-long calendars. Also putting in dates where I might be on vacation, might be out of town, what I'm doing first day of school, school breaks. Those are things you're putting on your monthly calendar. And speaking of monthly calendars, while it is helpful to have a desk calendar, I also heavily suggest using a calendar app on your phone, whether this is the iPhone calendar app, or if it's the Outlook calendar, or if it's a Google Calendar. Personally, I love Google Calendar, and I have the little widget on my phone so I can see what's coming up. But having a calendar on your phone is super helpful as well. Also, if you're not someone who's interested in like physical planning, writing stuff down, actually, I suggest using Google Keep for like weekly planner type thing. And also Notion is really helpful if you want to do weekly planner, whatever, and you can get some really cute templates to make things look good. Also, you can literally just use a notes app on your phone if you're like, I don't want to pay for anything. Personally, I think this one can kind of get challenging though, because it feels really unorganized. But if that's what works best for you, that's what's works best for you. But my main thing that I want to emphasize is that you need to be writing down the assignments that you're getting. You need to be writing down when you have a test, when you have a quiz, when you have certain appointments, because or else you're going to forget things. And you might think, no, I'm not going to forget it. Of course, I'm going to remember that I have a test next Thursday. But the thing is, because you have so much going on in your life, it can be really hard to forget specific dates of things when assignments are actually due. So do yourself a favor, write things down and get a planner, or just use something online. You can use the stickies, notes thing. I don't even know what this is called. It's like an app, but not an app for your laptop, where it literally, you can make literal sticky notes on your computer. So I know some people that do that. Anyway, get organized, y'all. I cannot emphasize that enough. Anything that can help you get organized is a necessity, especially for high school, especially for the fall, getting back into school, getting into the swing of things. It is so important, and it definitely helps you manage the school year a lot better and much more effectively. Next up on my list is to use Aquaphor, okay? Yeah, this list is really random, okay? We have a mix of school stuff, we have a mix of life stuff in general, okay? Aquaphor. This is, if you don't know what it is, it's pretty much like Vaseline, which if you don't know what that is, it's like petroleum jelly. It's like chapstick, but better, okay? And if you don't use Aquaphor, you're missing out in your life. You just have like a hole in your life because you don't know how great Aquaphor is, okay? Because of the fall, because we have dry, cool weather coming in, the leaves are changing, it's getting cooler, your lips are going to be getting dry. They're going to be getting crusty, okay? And one of my biggest pet peeves is crusty lips, okay? It just grosses me out. I can't do it. So do yourself a favor, do everyone around you a favor, and use Aquaphor, okay? Keep your lips moisturized, lock in that moisture, make sure you don't have crusty lips, and use Aquaphor, use Vaseline. I think Aquaphor is better. I'll keep pushing for it. And let me tell you the power of Aquaphor, okay? And the chokehold it literally has on me, okay? So I was on Accutane in, I don't know, 7th grade or whatever for 10 months, okay? And Accutane is this medicine for your skin that pretty much makes your body stop producing all oil. So the oil that comes out on your skin, the oil that's coming from like your scalp, so for your hair, and the oil that's on your lips. So people on Accutane, one of the biggest symptoms is like dry skin, dry lips, dry scalp, whatever. For me, the best thing was having a dry scalp because I didn't have to wash my hair literally ever, and it was so great. And dry skin, that was fine. I had oily skin to begin with. I was like, life is great. The worst part about Accutane was the dry lips. They would crack, they would break, they would bleed, and the only thing that would help me was Aquaphor. And I would literally carry Aquaphor with me wherever I went, in my backpack, in a purse, wherever I was going. So bring Aquaphor with you. Literally put it in your backpack. You're going to need it. School buildings, you're inside all day. Your lips are going to be dry. Get some Aquaphor, okay? Use it after you wash your face in the morning. Use it after you wash your face at night. It'll keep your lips nice and moisturized, especially during the cool, dry weather. You need some. It's better than chapstick, and I stand by that. It genuinely helps with everything. Also, if you have like, I don't know, like eczema or like a rash or dry skin, you can put it on that too. It's really soothing, and it creates kind of a barrier to like outside stuff. And also, if you've heard about it, a lot of people use Aquaphor for like slugging, which is pretty much just putting Aquaphor all over your face to supposedly moisturize it, but that kind of grosses me out. I don't know, you do you though. But anyway, next on the list, okay? This next chunk of things I'm going to give to you is what I would pretty much call like your backpack essentials. Things you need to always have in your backpack to make life easier. And the first thing I have, tissues, okay? Because you know when you're at school, you're going to get sick, okay? You're going to have a cold, maybe you'll have like whatever, I don't know. Your nose is going to be running, you're going to have allergies, you'll be sick, okay? You're at school. Everyone gets sick literally all the time. So it's important to have tissues because you're going to get to class and your teacher's not going to have tissues, and you're going to have to go to the bathroom and use like the paper towels that are so scratchy and hurt your face, and it's going to hurt your nose. So bring your own tissues. You can get like small packets of them and just keep one of those in your backpack, and I promise you're going to be doing yourself such a big favor. It will literally help you out so much. Advil or Tylenol, as in your meds, okay? This is what you need. You got period cramps, you got a headache, whatever. You need Advil, Tylenol, Aleve, whatever you use, um, in your backpack. And I don't care if your school is like, you can't bring pills into the school building. I don't care, okay? If you're on your period and you're cramping so bad, like you want to cry, bring Advil, bring Tylenol. It doesn't matter what the school says, okay? Take the pills in the bathroom, okay? What are they going to do? Nothing. So bring some sort of pain relieving medicine because you never know, could be having a test and you get a really bad headache. So it's just important to bring that extra medicine with you. And speaking of your period, make sure you always have like period supplies because yes, sometimes school bathrooms will have like extra tampons, extra pads, but most of the times they run out really quickly and there aren't going to be any in there. So the times when your period catches you off guard, you want to be prepared. Make sure you have extra tampons in your bag, extra pads, extra panty liners, whatever you might be using. If you're someone who uses a cup, which I highly recommend, I still think it's important to have like tampons, those types of things as well, because I'm someone who's used a cup for like 2.5 years, and I've never had like just carry my cup in my backpack. So if I randomly get my period in the middle of the school day, I'll use like a tampon. Will it like kill me a little? Yeah, because it just I can't do it. It grosses me out. After using a cup for so long, using a tampon just is really disgusting to me. I mean, you do you though. If that works for you, that's great. But if I randomly get my period, I would use a tampon, but I think that only happened like twice in the school year. But it's just nice to have too, especially as well, okay? Even if you're not worried about randomly getting your period, there's going to be some girl or person who gets their period that's going to come up to you and ask you if you have a tampon, if you have a pad, and it always feels good to be able to give someone something. So make sure you just have extra supplies as well for the people that are going to ask you for tampons or pads. That's always the nice thing to do. So be prepared, have your period supplies, have your little period kit, whatever you might need. Maybe you want to bring extra underwear in your bag. I don't know if you're really worried about bleeding through. But yeah, make sure you're prepared for that. Another important thing you need in your backpack, like I said, I'll kind of skip through this one. Chapstick, use Aquaphor. Just use Aquaphor, okay? You can get tiny little containers that are like travel size that are super nice just to put in a small zipper pocket in your backpack. Next up, obviously, you're going to need pencils, pens, highlighters, okay? And by this, I mean you need a pencil bag, okay? Pencil case, whatever you want to call it. You need to have all this stuff together. And don't just have one pencil, okay? Don't be that person because you know your pencil, if you're using a mechanical pencil, you're going to run out of lead or your pencil's going to become dull, whatever. So make sure you have multiple pencils, make sure you have multiple pens, have multiple highlighters. Just be prepared in that case. Have like normal school supplies that you would need obviously in your backpack, but I'm not really going to talk about that because I'm just assuming that you know that you need binders, folders, paper. You need a calculator, obviously. Okay, so make sure you have all those things. Next up in your backpack, money. Remember when I talked about a wallet and having it in your backpack? Yep, this is now, okay? You're probably going to have a small zipper pocket in your backpack, and this is where you're going to put like your chapstick, your meds, your tissues, and your money, okay? Your wallet. But make sure you have at least some money, at least a little bit of cash because I don't know about y'all, but at my school we had a vending machine. So you could use money at the vending machine, you could go out to lunch or even just after school when you might just still have your backpack. So make sure you have some sort of money with you. It's important to have, even if you're not going to use it, or you think you're like, I would never use that, just have like $20 with you because you never know what's going to happen. And it honestly would just make me feel better knowing, okay, I have something, it'll be okay. But yeah, have money. Last thing I'm going to say for a backpack essential is a water bottle. Okay. I kind of talked about this in, I can't even remember, like an episode or two ago. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm like pre-recording a bunch of episodes. So all of them are blending together and I just don't know which ones are which. Because if you didn't notice, if you're on video and you're like, Carmen, it's literally September right now. How are you still in your room? Aren't you at college? And the thing is, yes, by the time you're listening to this, I am in college and I will be in my dorm room, but I'm pre-recording like episodes through September and part of October before I go, just so I can have like some sort of episodes and I don't have to worry about it at school. But anyway, I don't even know why that came up, but have a water bottle, okay? Have a water bottle. Next up, so as we all know, as teenagers, sleep is super important, okay? And it's a necessity if you want to do well in school, if you want to feel good the next day. I know for a fact, sleep heavily impacts you. As someone who has slept poorly for the past week, I have never felt like as horrible as I have this past week, just because I've been going to bed super late, waking up super late, taking naps, okay? And it just has not been working for me because during the school year, I had a super set sleep schedule. I would wake up at this time, go to bed at that time every day, very consistent, and it was great, and I felt amazing. But the thing is, there are some days when you just can't fall asleep as well. And it can be hard to fall asleep. Maybe you're anxious, nervous about a test coming up. So what helps me is to have a sleep mask. Okay, have a sleep mask. The thing that is so important and nice about a sleep mask is that, first of all, it's covering your eyes. So if you can't sleep well with like having lights on, or maybe there's bathroom light on, it's just bothering you, or your door is cracked and you can see light coming out from the hallway, have a sleep mask. That's super nice. Also, the sleep mask puts pressure on your eyes, which can feel really relaxing and nice and help you fall asleep. Personally, I heavily recommend a silk or satin sleep mask just because they won't break you out. They're super nice on your skin, super gentle, really cooling, feels nice. I use the sleep mask from Blissy and I really like it. It was a bit pricey. I don't think you need to get one that expensive, but it's also like 100% silk. So it's super nice and I use it literally all the time whenever I'm traveling, if I have to share a room with someone, or even just on the nights I can't fall asleep. And I also recommend getting a silk or satin pillowcase, mainly because it makes your hair look bomb. It reduces the amount of acne you're gonna get. Also, it just feels really nice to sleep on, and it's fun little luxury you can have if you're someone who struggles with sleep. But I am a full advocate for silk pillowcases. I'm literally gonna have like silk or satin pillowcases in my dorm room because I can't sleep without it. And I notice whenever I do use a normal pillowcase, like if I'm traveling, my skin breaks out worse, specifically on like my cheek area, because if I'm laying on my side and the pillow's on my skin, it like, I don't know, it makes me break out. So if you're someone who struggles with sleep or you want to elevate your sleep routine, 10 out of 10 recommend a silk sleep mask and silk pillowcases. But again, it's not a necessity. I feel like the main important thing for sleep is to be consistent about it. Go to bed around the same time every night, wake up around the same time every morning, and I promise you'll feel so much better the next day. For me, during school, I would try to fall asleep in between like 10:30 and 11, and I would wake up like at 8, okay, because my school didn't start till 9. But again, obviously those times depend on how much sleep you actually need as a person. First of all, before you make a sleep schedule, you want to know, like, are you someone who needs a full 12 hours or are you perfectly fine with 6 hours? Okay. So it depends. Know yourself, know your body, know what you need. Next up, something you definitely need for high school and life in general is a go-to purse for everyday activities, okay? This is just like a casual purse you can bring with you when you're going out, when you're running errands, when you're going out to lunch with friends, when you're going shopping, whatever. Some purse that you can just have, put your money in, put keys in, put your sunglasses in, whatever you might be carrying with you. My purse is this little shoulder bag that is literally my mom's. I didn't even buy it. It's from my mom's closet. It's really old. It's a Kate Spade bag that fits a bunch in it, but you don't need an expensive bag. Literally, first thing I recommend, go to your mom's closet, see what she has, ask if you can borrow a bag. Next up, if your mom doesn't have any bags you like, or maybe she doesn't really have any bags that she's willing to let you borrow, then go to like Target, go to Walmart, and get just some bag that you can put a lot of stuff in and just have a go-to bag, because I think first of all you just look older when you carry a purse. And it's fun, and you're gonna keep your stuff all together and organized, because the worst thing is being that person who refuses to carry a purse, okay? And all you have is like, you're just carrying in your hands your keys, your phone, your wallet, your chapstick, whatever, and it just looks dumb, okay? So instead of carrying everything loose, make sure you have a purse. Again, doesn't have to be expensive purse, doesn't have to be some fancy thing, but I definitely recommend having like a go-to purse for everyday activities, something that's easy and you can just grab. Specifically, I recommend getting something that are more neutral colors. So meaning a black purse, a black, white, or tan purse, brown, whatever, something that could go with everything. Personally, I have a black bag and I really like it. The only times that I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that is like during the summer when a lot of my clothes are lighter outfits, but like I really don't care. I'm not someone who's going to change my bag for seasons. Like it's going to work all year for me, and it's fine. But I have a black smaller bag, and then like grayish white bag that I really like. But I know my sister, her go-to bag is this white over the shoulder bag that she really likes. So again, everybody's different, whatever size bag you want. If you want a big tote bag, or if you just want this little crossbody bag, whatever. But have a go-to purse for life, and I promise everything will be good. It'll be so much easier. Next up, something you need, obviously, for fall, and that is some cozy sweaters and sweatshirts, okay? And I know right now it's like September and you're like, it's probably still warm where you live, or even it might just start be getting cold, but you can't even think about wearing sweaters, okay? Because it is not that time of year. But the thing is, the temperature is going to drop really quickly, and it's going to be cold, or there are going to be some days in the morning when it's like 40 degrees, but later it'll go up to 70. So you want to have sweaters with you, specifically in the fall, because it gets chilly, okay? Or even just cool, crisp weather. You want sweaters, or sweatshirts, whatever you prefer. And for sweaters, I'm like trying to think of where I even get any of my sweaters. Like, I feel like basic sweaters are the best. You can literally find sweaters anywhere too. I generally don't have a favorite brand for sweaters. Um, but I literally wear the same ones like every year. And I think a lot of them are from American Eagle. I don't know though. But get some cozy sweaters, get some in like basic solid colors, black sweater, white sweater, and then some colorful ones, some with patterns. I think that's always fun. And a good variety to have is sweaters that some that button up, so like a cardigan type thing, and then also sweaters that don't have buttons and that you can just like pull over are good as well. But I think it's good to have a variety, so you can have a sweater to wear like over shirts, but also you can have sweaters just wear by themselves. And again, I don't have a favorite brand for this, so just like sweaters anywhere I think are good. Look in your mom's closet. Literally, if you ever need clothes, look in your mom's closet first and then go out and look for things. But I swear your mom's closet probably has a lot of good stuff you normally wouldn't be able to wear or find. Next up on my list, which is something I always recommend in any of my like teen must-have episodes, and that is a Kindle, okay? Because I thoroughly believe in the importance of reading, okay? And the importance of giving your mind a break, spending time away from your phone. And the way I do this is by reading, and specifically on my Kindle. And you're like, Carmen, I don't want to pay $100 for some electronic thing when I can literally just read books. Okay? Nuh-uh, girl. Yes, you do want to pay that $100 for a Kindle Paperwhite. Let me tell you why. First of all, books on Kindle are a lot cheaper than actual paper books because they're digital. Okay, so they're a lot less expensive. You can literally get some books for less than $5. Like a lot of the times though, some of the newer books or books that just came out, obviously they're going to be pricier, but if you can find most books under $10. Next up, okay, 2, you can get digital books from the library literally for free, meaning you can read books for free on your Kindle. So get a Kindle if you're someone who reads. If you're not someone who reads, just ignore everything I just said because that'll be a waste of money for you. But if you're someone who's looking to getting into reading, or you're someone who reads a lot and maybe you're getting in trouble with your parents because they're like, girl, you've got to stop buying books because this is like breaking the bank, get a Kindle. Okay, I swear. 2 years ago, I guess, around when I had just started getting back into reading, I invested in a Kindle. And I swear it makes you read more. It makes you more excited about reading. Also, you can read in the dark, which is so nice, and in the direct sun. So, like, if you're sitting outside, you know how you can't see your phone sometimes, you need to like cover it because of the glare from the sun? That doesn't happen on a Kindle because it has like a different type of screen. So you can read in the direct sunlight, you can read in the pitch black dark and still see everything perfectly. And also it's really great for like putting in bags. So put it in your go-to purse, you can bring it with you places. Or if you're traveling, so you're on a school break, you don't have to bring like 600-page books with you. Instead, you can just bring your Kindle. So, there you go. There's a lot of benefits if you're someone who's into reading or hoping to get into reading. Lastly, my teen must have high school recommendation, something you absolutely 100% need to get through high school, and that is listening to the Girly Girl podcast, okay? If you're someone who just started listening, or even if you're a full-time listener, you've been listening for a while now, here's your sign or your reminder to check out some of the older episodes, okay? Literally scroll through the episodes. You don't have to listen to any of these in order. I know a lot of people, for some reason, think you have to listen to podcast episodes in order, which is just really weird to me because, like, why would you do that when there are over, like, 100 episodes? I just could never. But you don't have to listen to them in order. If you see something about anxiety and you want to listen to that, or you see something about a story time or an advice episode, listen to those. Listen to things that are specific to you, things that you are struggling with. Literally scroll through the episodes. I swear I have an episode on pretty much everything. But that is something you definitely need throughout high school is the Girly Girl podcast. I promise you'll have advice for everything and life will be great. Okay. So those are everything that I think you need for high school, your teen must-haves, your fall essentials. So make sure you leave a rating and review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if you enjoyed this episode or learned something new or have some ideas of things you might need for high school. And also make sure you're following me at the Girly Girl Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest if you want to keep up with me throughout the week. And thank y'all so much for listening. It is now September. I think most of us have started school now. So I wish you the best of luck. I hope the beginning of your school year goes smoothly and everything is great. And if you're interested in more back to school videos, check out my YouTube playlist called Back to School. It has everything school related content, studying, backpack essentials, back to school advice, literally everything. So check that out, or literally just listen to some of the previous episodes. They're like all back to school related. But anyway, I hope you have an amazing week. Have a fun time at school and know that you are loved and you're going to have a great time this week. Love ya. Bye.